Are you tired of living paycheck to paycheck? Do you feel like you're trapped in a financial hamster wheel, working harder and harder, but never really getting ahead? Maybe you've dreamed of financial freedom, the ability to live life on your own terms, without money worries constantly hanging over your head. But deep down, do you secretly believe that financial freedom is just a fantasy? A pipe dream for the lucky few, but not for you? Be honest with yourself. Does that sound familiar? Well, I've got news for you. That feeling of financial frustration, that secret doubt, it's not your fault. You've been lied to. And in this video, we're going to expose the 6 destructive money lies that are silently sabotaging your wealth and keeping you from achieving the financial freedom you deserve. Prepare to have your financial beliefs shattered. We're diving deep into the truth about money and revealing the path to real financial freedom, step by step. Get ready to unlock your financial potential. What's your biggest frustration with money right now? Let us know in the comments below.
Lie number 1. You need to be rich to invest. Huge lie. This is perhaps the most pernicious lie of all, the one that immobilizes millions before they even start. They want you to believe that investing is an exclusive club for millionaires, for people with money to burn. Totally false. The truth they don't want you to know is that the sooner you start investing, the better, regardless of how much money you have. This is where the magic power of compound interest comes in. It's like a snowball that starts small, but as it rolls downhill, accumulating interest on top of interest, it turns into an avalanche of wealth. Even small amounts, invested consistently over time, can grow exponentially thanks to this phenomenon. It's the 8th wonder of the world, as Albert Einstein said. And don't just take my word for it. Let me introduce you to Ronald Read. Ronald wasn't a financial guru or a Silicon Valley entrepreneur or an heir to a fortune. Ronald was a janitor and gas station attendant. Yes, a janitor, with a modest salary. But Ronald had iron discipline and a secret. He was a patient investor. For decades, he quietly invested in solid stocks of large companies, the so-called blue-chip stocks. No luxuries, no ostentation, no get-rich-quick schemes. Just consistency and patience. The result: when Ronald passed away, he left a fortune of, drumroll please, $8 million. $8 million. Built by a janitor, starting small and with the magic of compound interest. This story shatters the lie that you need to be rich to invest. Now let's get practical. Think about this: $5 a day. It's what you spend on a coffee or a soda or a snack. Investing $5 a day consistently in an S&P 500 index fund, which, as we'll explain in detail later, is an incredibly simple and safe way to invest in the 500 largest companies in the US, could grow into millions of dollars in 40 years. Millions! You can search for online compound interest calculators and see it for yourself. Math doesn't lie. The power is there, available to everyone, not just the rich. So, burn this into your brain. The real key to building long-term wealth is not timing the perfect moment to invest, but the time you remain in the market. Time in the market beats timing the market, as the experts say. Stop looking for the ideal time. Stop thinking you don't have enough money. Start now with what you have, even if it's just $5 a day. Consistency and time are your best allies in the money game. Let's shatter this limiting lie forever. Lie number 2. Your financial advisor is your friend. Wrong again. This is a dangerous one because it plays on your trust and vulnerability. We're taught to seek expert financial advice, and we naturally assume that these advisors are on our side, looking out for our best interests. Unfortunately, that's often a costly illusion. The reality is, many financial advisors are salespeople in disguise. They work on commissions, meaning they get paid to sell you financial products. Products that may or may not be right for you, but that definitely make them money. Think about it. If an advisor gets paid more for selling you a certain fund with high fees, what's their incentive to recommend a low-cost index fund that might be better for you in the long run, but generates less commission for them? Conflict of interest. Huge red flag. In 2013, the U.S. Department of Labor found that biased financial advice was costing Americans a staggering $17 billion a year in unnecessary fees. $17 billion. That's money straight out of your pocket, going to advisors who may not be acting in your best interest. Tony Robbins interviewed Jack Bogle, the legendary founder of Vanguard, the company that pioneered low-cost index funds. Bogle revealed that many expensive managed funds underperform low-cost index funds precisely because of those hidden fees eating away at your returns over time. It's a silent wealth killer. So what's the solution? You have two smart options. Choose a fiduciary financial advisor. A fiduciary is legally obligated to act in your best interest, not their own. They must disclose any conflicts of interest and prioritize your financial well-being. Ask advisors directly if they are fiduciaries and get it in writing. Manage your own investments using low-fee index funds. With today's technology and information available, investing in low-cost index funds is incredibly simple and doesn't require a financial expert. You can learn to do it yourself and save a fortune in fees. Don't blindly trust someone else with your financial future. Be informed, be skeptical, and choose wisely who you take advice from. Your financial advisor is not necessarily your friend. They are providing a service, and you need to understand their incentives. Debunk this friendly lie. Lie number 3. The stock market is too risky. This is a classic fear-based lie designed to keep you out of the stock market and, conveniently, keep your money in low-interest savings accounts where banks benefit, not you. Yes, the stock market has ups and downs. It's not a straight line to riches. But to say it's too risky is a gross misrepresentation of the long-term reality. The truth is, long-term investing in diversified index funds has historically outperformed most other investment strategies, and is actually less risky than many people think, especially when you understand the time horizon. Let's look at the evidence. Dalbar's study, a well-known financial research firm, consistently shows that the average investor underperforms the market. Why? Because of emotional decisions. Investors panic and sell low during market downturns and buy high when the market is booming. The exact opposite of what they should do. They let fear and greed drive their choices, instead of logic and long-term strategy. If you had invested $10,000 in the S&P 500 in 1980, you would have over $1.20 million today. Despite multiple market crashes, Black Monday in '87, dot-com bubble in 2000, financial crisis in 2008, etc., the market always recovers over time, and historically, it has always trended upwards in the long run. Time in the market is key to weathering the storms. Ray Dalio, the billionaire founder of Bridgewater Associates, one of the world's largest hedge funds, even created an all-weather portfolio, a diversified investment strategy designed to perform well in any economic condition, minimizing risk while maintaining solid returns. Diversification is your secret weapon against market volatility. The stock market is not a casino. It's a long-term wealth-building machine for those who stay in it, remain diversified, and don't panic during temporary downturns. Yes, there's volatility, but volatility is not the same as risk. Risk real is missing out on the power of long-term compounding by staying on the sidelines due to fear-mongering lies. Debunk this risky lie. Lie number 4. You should save money in a bank. This is a deceptively dangerous lie, because saving money sounds responsible and prudent, right? We're taught to save. But the traditional advice to just hoard cash in a bank savings account is actually financially illiterate in today's economic reality. The harsh reality is, inflation eats away at your purchasing power over time. The money you save in a bank is actually losing value year after year due to inflation, even if you see a small interest payment, which is often ridiculously low anyway. Keeping $10,000 in a savings account earning a measly 0.01% interest means you're actually losing money each year to inflation, which historically averages around 2 to 3% or even higher. Your savings are slowly being devalued, like ice melting in the sun. Wealthy individuals understand this inflationary thief. They don't keep large amounts of cash sitting idle in savings accounts. Instead, they strategically put their cash into assets, things that appreciate in value over time and outpace inflation. Think stocks, real estate, and businesses. These assets have the potential to grow your wealth, not just stagnate or shrink. Saving cash for short-term goals or emergencies is smart. But relying solely on bank savings accounts for long-term wealth building is a recipe for financial mediocrity. Don't let inflation erode your hard-earned money. Debunk this savings lie. Lie number 5. Debt is always bad. This is a sweeping generalization that ignores the nuanced reality of debt. Yes, bad debt, like credit card debt or excessive car loans, is definitely destructive and should be avoided like the plague. But to say all debt is bad is simply financial ignorance. The truth is, the rich use debt strategically to grow their wealth and accelerate their progress. They understand the difference between good debt and bad debt. Grant Cardone, a real estate mogul who built $1 billion portfolio, is a master of leveraging real estate debt. He strategically uses loans to acquire income-generating properties, making the debt work for him to build wealth exponentially. Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, teaches extensively about the crucial difference between good debt, investments that generate income or appreciate in value, and bad debt, liabilities that drain your money and offer no return. Good debt is a tool, bad debt is a trap. The solution is not to avoid all debt, but to use debt wisely and strategically. Borrow to acquire assets, not liabilities. Use debt to leverage investments that will generate cash flow or appreciate in value, like real estate or business ventures. Don't borrow to buy depreciating things like fancy cars or consumer goods that drain your wealth. Debunk this debt lie. Lie number 6. Retirement is about age, not wealth. This is a culturally ingrained lie that keeps people working for 40 to 50 years, often in jobs they don't love, just to reach a predetermined retirement age, usually 65 or older. It's a pre-programmed mindset that limits your potential for freedom. The real truth is, you can retire whenever you reach financial independence, regardless of your AGE. Retirement is not a number. It's a financial state. It's when your passive income streams, from investments, businesses, etc., fully cover your expenses, allowing you to live life on your own terms, without needing to trade your time for money. The FIRE movement, financial independence, retire early, is a growing community of people who are proof that you can retire much earlier than 65, often in their 30s or 40s. They achieve this by aggressively saving and investing a large percentage of their income, often 50% or more, and building passive income streams. Chris Raining, a tech employee, retired at just 37 years old with $1 million by saving 50% of his income and investing in low-cost index funds. He didn't win the lottery. He didn't inherit a fortune. He simply made conscious choices about saving and investing, and prioritized financial freedom over consumerism. Your goal should be to reach financial independence ASAP, not to blindly wait until you're 65. Don't let AG dictate your life. Focus on building wealth and passive income, and retire on your own terms, whenever you choose. Debunk this age-based retirement lie. And there you have it. We've crushed the 6 money lies that have been holding you back. You are now armed with the truth to see through the financial fog and start building your path to real wealth and freedom. But this is just the beginning. In Section 2, we'll dive into the 7 simple steps to financial freedom. The practical blueprint to take control of your money and your life. Stay tuned.
Now that we've shattered those wealth-sabotaging lies, it's time to focus on building the positive blueprint for financial freedom. In this Section 2, we're going to dive into the 7 simple but powerful steps uncovered by Tony Robbins after interviewing 50 of the world's most successful investors, legends like Warren Buffett, Ray Dalio, and Jack Bogle. These are not just abstract theories. They are practical, actionable steps that anyone can implement, regardless of their starting point, to take control of their finances and build a future of true financial independence. Get ready to learn the exact roadmap to financial freedom, step by step. Step 1. Make the decision to become an investor, not just a consumer. This is the foundational step, the mindset shift that separates the wealthy from everyone else. Most people are trained to be consumers, to work for money and then spend that money on things, often things they don't really need, perpetuating the cycle of working, spending, working. But the rich understand a fundamental truth. Money works for them. They don't just work for money. They make the conscious decision to become investors, to put their money to work to generate more money, creating a virtuous cycle of wealth creation. You must shift from a consumer mindset to an investor mindset. It's not about depriving yourself or living a life of austerity. It's about prioritizing your financial future and consciously allocating a portion of your income towards investments instead of just consumption. This is a decision, a commitment. Decide today that you will become an investor, not just a consumer. This single decision will be the catalyst for your financial transformation. Step 2. Know the real numbers, your freedom number. Before you can reach financial freedom, you need to define what it actually means to you in concrete numbers. Financial freedom isn't a vague dream, it's a calculable goal. You need to know your real numbers. This step is about calculating your freedom number, the amount of money you need to have generating passive income to sustain your desired lifestyle without having to work for a paycheck. This is your personal financial freedom target. How do you calculate your freedom number? Simpler than you think. Calculate your monthly expenses. List out all your essential monthly expenses: housing, food, transportation, utilities, healthcare, debt payments, etc. Be realistic and thorough. Determine your desired lifestyle. Do you want a basic, comfortable, or luxurious lifestyle in retirement or financial freedom? Adjust your monthly expenses accordingly. Factor in desired travel, hobbies, entertainment, etc. Multiply your monthly expenses by 12 to get your annual expenses. Divide your annual expenses by your estimated investment yield. A common rule of thumb is the 4% rule. Assuming a 4% annual withdrawal rate from your investment portfolio is sustainable long-term. So, divide by 0.04 or multiply by 25. Example: if your desired annual expenses are $50,000, then your freedom number is $50,000 slash 0.04 equals $1,250,000. This means you would need $1.25 million invested, generating a 4% annual return, or $50,000 per year, to cover your expenses without working. Once you know your freedom number, you have a clear target to aim for. It's no longer a vague dream, but a concrete, calculable goal that you can start working towards today. Calculate your freedom number and make financial freedom tangible. Step 3. Save like the 1%. Saving is the fuel for your investment engine. You can't invest if you don't save. And to reach financial freedom faster, you need to save aggressively like the top 1% of wealth builders. The average savings rate is shockingly low, often in the single digits. But the wealthy consistently save a much higher percentage of their income, often 20%, 30%, 50%, or even more. This is a key difference maker. The secret to saving like the 1% is automation. Don't rely on willpower or trying to save what's left over after spending. Set up a system where a fixed percentage of your income is automatically invested before you even see it, before it hits your checking account. Treat your future self like your most important bill. Set up automatic transfers from your paycheck to your investment accounts, just like you automatically pay your rent or utilities. Pay yourself first, automatically. Even starting with just 10 to 15% of your income automatically saved and invested can make a huge difference over time, thanks to compound interest. Small consistent savings, automated, are far more powerful than sporadic willpower-dependent saving. Automate your savings and start saving like the 1% today. Step 4. Become an insider. Understand fees and hidden costs. This step is about becoming a savvy financial consumer and protecting your wealth from hidden enemies. Fees and costs. The financial industry is full of hidden fees that can erode your returns over time, often without you even realizing it. Most mutual funds charge high fees: management fees, administrative fees, trading fees, and more. These fees are often expressed as seemingly small percentages, but they compound over time and significantly reduce your long-term wealth. It's like a silent wealth leak. Index funds, especially those offered by companies like Vanguard, are a revolutionary solution. They have significantly lower fees, often just a tiny fraction of a percent, because they passively track a market index, like the S&P 500, instead of paying expensive fund managers to actively beat the market, which they often fail to do anyway. Lower fees mean more of your money stays invested and compounding for you. Over decades, the difference in fees can translate to hundreds of thousands, or even millions of dollars more in your pocket. Become an insider. Understand the fee structure of any investment product you consider. Choose low-fee index funds whenever possible to maximize your long-term returns and minimize the silent wealth theft of hidden costs. Be fee-conscious and become a financial insider. Step 5. Asset allocation, your secret weapon. This step is about protecting your portfolio and maximizing returns through smart diversification. Asset allocation is your secret weapon to navigate market volatility and achieve long-term financial success. Diversification simply means spreading your investments across different asset classes, stocks, bonds, real estate, commodities, etc., that tend to perform differently in various economic conditions. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Ray Dalio's all-weather portfolio is a brilliant example of asset allocation in action. It's designed to perform well in any economic climate, whether it's inflation, deflation, economic growth, or recession. It typically includes stocks, equities for growth and long-term returns, long-term bonds, to provide stability and hedge against deflation, intermediate-term bonds, for moderate returns and diversification, commodities, gold, etc. to hedge against inflation. The specific percentages in each asset class can be adjusted based on your risk tolerance and time horizon, but the principle of diversification remains key. A well-diversified portfolio is more resilient to market shocks and has a smoother, more predictable growth trajectory over the long run. Don't try to time the market or pick hot stocks. Focus on smart asset allocation and diversify your portfolio across different asset classes. This is the secret weapon used by sophisticated investors to protect their wealth and maximize long-term returns, no matter what the market throws their way. Master asset allocation and become a diversification pro. Step 6. Create a lifetime income plan. This is the ultimate goal, the summit of financial freedom. It's not just about accumulating wealth. It's about generating passive income streams that cover all your expenses for life. This is when you truly become financially independent and can live life on your own terms. A lifetime income plan is your strategy to create these passive income streams. Think of it as building a personal money-generating machine that works for you 24/7, even while you sleep. Sources of passive income can include rental properties, generating rental income from real estate investments, dividends from stocks, receiving regular dividend payments from stock investments, royalties, earning royalties from intellectual property like books, music, or inventions, business investments, generating profits from businesses you own or invest in that don't require your daily active involvement. Interest from bonds, receiving interest payments from bond investments. Your lifetime income plan should outline how you will build these passive income streams over time to eventually reach and exceed your freedom number. It's a long-term strategy, not a get-rich-quick scheme. Start small, be consistent, and gradually build your passive income empire. Imagine a future where your income is generated by your assets, not just your job. Create your lifetime income plan and build your money machine to achieve true financial freedom. Step 7. Pay it forward and leave a legacy. Once you achieve financial freedom, you reach a point where it's not just about you anymore. This final step is about expanding your impact beyond yourself and using your wealth for a greater purpose, to help others and leave a legacy. Pay it forward by helping others break free from financial slavery. Share your knowledge, mentor others, support financial literacy initiatives, and contribute to causes you care about. True wealth is not just about accumulating money. It's about using it to make a positive difference in the world. Leave a legacy that goes beyond your own lifetime. Think about how you can use your wealth to create lasting impact. Supporting your family, funding education, contributing to research, creating foundations, or leaving a positive mark on your community and the world. Philanthropy and mentorship are not just noble acts. They can actually amplify your own wealth and fulfillment. Giving back creates a virtuous cycle of abundance and multiplies your impact. Financial freedom is not just about personal gain. It's about creating a ripple effect of positive change. Pay it forward, leave a legacy, and make your financial freedom truly meaningful.
We have shattered 6 of the most destructive money lies that have been silently sabotaging your financial future. Now you know that you don't need to be rich to start investing. Time and consistency are your greatest allies. Many financial advisors are not your friends. Their incentives may not align with your best interests. The stock market is not too risky. It is a powerful wealth-building tool when used correctly. Keeping all your money in a bank savings account is a slow financial drain due to inflation. Not all debt is bad. The wealthy use debt strategically to grow their assets. Retirement is not about age, but about financial independence. You don't have to wait until 65. If these truths change the way you see money, imagine what happens when you start applying them. The real question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Which of these 6 money lies had you believed before watching this? What was the biggest financial myth you had to unlearn? Are you ready to take control of your financial future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's discuss. If this content opened your eyes, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who needs to hear this. Subscribe to Economy for Everyone and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's next. Don't miss the next episode, The Secrets of Billionaires. Now that we've broken free from financial lies, it's time to learn how the ultra-rich think and act. In the next section, we will dive into the mindset of billionaires, uncovering the exact principles they use to build and sustain massive wealth. Are you ready to discover what separates the wealthy from everyone else? Stay tuned for part 2.